go and see. We should be live in a moment. Let me just see.
It's showing live on my screen.
Okay. Yes, it's live. Okay, perfect. Yes, we are. We are live. Okay, so let me just put the mute here and we are ready to rumble. We are ready to go. Is on mute already? Yes, perfect. We are live. Okay, perfect. Cool. Can you see on your profile as well?
Oh, on my profile.
I tag you already. I don't know if you have the control or whatever you have. I don't know. If you have the control setting, I mean, yeah. Everybody, welcome. Thank you for tuning in to these Friday talks. My name is Mario Margari, as from my profile, and today I'm with Mr. Junior Herbert, and we are going to share some like every Friday talks. I want to bring a guest to share some positivity on here social media, share some good ideas, good values, and something that perhaps can inspire someone to do better in life. So that's the purpose of this Friday talks. Now, Mr. Junior Herbert, we met. It's a funny story, I would say. We met in February in person. We are in the same online business, but we didn't really got the chance there to talk much or to connect. And then we got connected lately about a few months ago, I would say. And then we met a couple of weeks ago near my area, as we are neighbors as well in a way in London. So we are in the same online business, and we like both personal development, financial education, and growing as a person, inspire people. That's why we do these lives as well. Junior does as well in his profile. So I suggest to you guys as well to go on his profile and check it out after this live as well. Without any further ado, I would like to introduce yourself. You want to share your story, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, well, thank you, Mario, for inviting me today. I really appreciate it. I've seen you do quite a lot of Friday talks with Mario, and I do wish all the success with it. So I'll just quickly introduce myself, ladies and gentlemen. So my name's Junior Herbert. I'm 37 years old from UK. I live about 20 minutes away from Mario himself. I would say that my life up to date has been quite a bit of a journey. Part of my working life, part of my career, I used to work in retail. I started off working as a customer service assistant, working my way up into the stockroom. Even though being a customer service assistant was quite good, but there was some parts where if anyone here has done retail before, you understand that customers can be a bit annoying, to put it nicely. There was one point where I was actually working in men's shoes department, and I was getting some male customers that didn't know what shoe size they were, and I thought it was a joke. So I thought, did I have the patience to deal with customers like these during the day? And the answer to that was no. So I went to in the stockroom, and I found the stockroom, or back of house, whatever you want to call it, a lot more easier. The time went quicker. Even though I had to start early, like 7 o'clock in the morning, I don't mind, because even when I was going through school and college, I was waking up early. So 7 o'clock was a bit of a breeze for me. So finished 7 till 4. The time went quicker. I enjoyed it very much, and it got to a point where I kind of outgrew my role in the stockroom. So I wanted to know if I can actually get, work in the head office. But I couldn't work in the head office because the manager told me I need to have a certain qualifications to get in there. Excuse me. And so the next thing I had to do was, I didn't want to stay where I was, so I had to find another job. So I kind of did this throughout my working careers. I think probably had 4 retail jobs. And the last retail job that I had was actually working in Burberry, a nice luxury brand in Regent Street, which is in central London. Then, but that point when I got to work at Burberry, my passion for retail was kind of going down. So I just thought, let me give it one more shot, because someone that I knew from a previous job got me, my feet in the door with Burberry. So I thought, let me just give it a try. But unfortunately, or fortunately, which way you want to say it, I didn't pass my probation period. So I had to, basically leave. But at that time, I thought, when I was leaving, I wasn't disappointed because my passion for retail was going. And as I was going home, I thought, is there anything else that I could do without going to, college or university? Because I didn't really want to study. And I was in my early 20s at the time as well. Sorry, early 30s at the time. So then when I went home, put a message on Facebook, is there any way I could work, earn money from home, basically. And my cousin reached out. Had a few people reach out to me, give me a few suggestions. But then my cousin reached out to me saying like, "Oh, I saw your post. There might be something that might be a fit for you. Let's go to this hotel where there's a presentation." And yeah, I think it was the following week after I put the message on Facebook, and see if there's a benefit for me. And that's when I got introduced or exposed to the wonderful industry of home-based business, network marketing, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, been in it for about 3 years now. But while I was starting my journey in network marketing, I was doing other stuff as well. I was doing stand-up comedy for a little bit. I was working as in street food. Sometimes I think I had like a couple of weeks working as a postman a bit as well, but during the summertime. So I have a little dabble in a few things, but where my heart lies now is network marketing, and I want to do that full time. So that's kind of my life from when I was about 21, I believe, up to today.
And disclaimer for everyone is watching, I think Junior did the jobs of, you said postman, right? Only during summer, because that's when we get more than 20 degrees here in the UK. So that's why, not during the winter, okay?
It was actually during the summer. I mean, to be honest, I could have carried on doing the job, but it was my cousin's wedding in the end of August, and I booked it off at least 5 weeks before. And yeah, they came to like 2 days before the wedding. I spoke to my manager and said, like, listen, I wanted the week off. So I wanted the weekend off. Can you give it to me? And they said no. So I literally just walked out because it was my cousin's wedding. So yeah. I couldn't miss it. It was, a cousin that I love. So for I'm not missing them. I know it sounds a little bit silly, but when you're at a point with a job where you thought, what, the management weren't good to me. The system was, a little bit rubbish. But my work partner I had at the time, because I was new, so I had to, do the shift with someone else. He was amazing, but the management was just rubbish, to put nicely.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's just the last drop that can break the whole vase, let's say, the whole thing, right? So yeah, I get your point. Yeah, that's as well why I resigned in February. After the event, I resigned. I was like, I couldn't do this anymore. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, my background is in. Thank you for sharing. First of all, thanks for coming, for accepting obviously the invitation. I know that you have as well a busy schedule ahead, so we need to keep it short. But yeah, my story is I've been born and raised in Italy, and then from Puglia. The region is called Puglia, on the southeast area of the country. I live about 10 minutes away from the sea. So I'm kind of sometimes ask myself what am I doing in London, where I need to take a train to about an hour or so to go to see a bit of the seaside, but it's fine, to come here for experience. So yeah, I've been studying, I studied hospitality in high school for receptionist role in the hotel. And then that's all I knew pretty much in the world of, let's say, into the marketplace of working. into the job marketplace. But I was always wondering, there must be something else out there, because my grandparents are self-employed. Where my grandparents were self-employed, and they achieved something, but something was not working from my side. And I was like, okay, I want to find out what's out there. So I came to London about 9 years ago for a work placement, 2 weeks in a city called Bournemouth. Is it Bournemouth in the south? I think it's in the Dorset area in the southwest. And I was like, okay, this look pretty much. This look interesting. Let's see, maybe I will come back here for a year or so, to 1 2 years, just to have a life experience. Well, I moved to London to 2014. I've been to Bournemouth about 3 times already. But the plan was to stay 2 years, and then it ended up being a bit longer, I would say. Temporary leave, I would say, without any expiry date. Yeah, and it's been a great journey so far, I would say. A lot of being learned, lot of, I wouldn't say loss, but lot of mistakes where I learned from, and then as well many people that I met, I still keeping in touch. But then there was a point that I'm going to share after, when I actually went back home, and then I actually uh, took a standby from London. But while I was here, I was working, yes, but then I was always looking for a second temporary job for some extra money, or as well learning new skills, learning new habits, attending events, to meeting new people, because I've always wanted to understand how can I make money without really put much effort into it, like create a system or follow a system. That's when I actually when I came back to London, I asked someone, do you know anything about cryptocurrency, about Bitcoin? They was like, oh yeah, I know a person. Go to this hotel, like you, go to this hotel, go to this place, ask for this person, and then you will see. Well, I found out on the day that there are actually four ways of how you can make income. And I was like, aha, I knew that there was something more. I knew that something wasn't really taught to me in school or in life. So, I was there. And then that's where my journey started as well, into the industry of, I would say, home-based business, network marketing, multi-level marketing, however you want to call it. But then, yeah, learning, make mistakes, improve, and you can achieve anything that you really want into the industry, providing that you have the mentorship, your actions, and you're willing to do the job right. So that's what is it. Now, I usually have a set of questions, yes, but I want to change the style, and as well you need to keep short, as I know you need to go soon. So I'd like to ask you something to start, as we are in this period of lockdown here in the UK. I think it's ended up next week. But however, during this crazy year, how was your, let's say, how did you face it? How was your routine? If you want to share anything, any suggestion to our viewers here, any suggestion, any what to do, what not to do, what to eat, I don't know. Anyway, just something, yeah, just something to give some ideas to them. What did you find? How did you improve during this time? If you have any improvements, or about your habits and life in general about this period.
Okay, wow. So yeah, this year has been it has been challenging for all of us. Let's just put that out there on the table. It has been challenging, but there's two types of people. There's some people who sees this as a opportunity to improve on their lives, or there's some people here who've been doing maybe quite a lot in their life, and they're just using this period to just take it easy. I'm not here to bad mouth which side you want to be on, So as long as if you want to take your time and chill out, that's fine. You do that, But for me personally, I think this has been a great time to actually develop myself in so many different areas, especially mentally, because no one was expecting this at all. So the way I've been keeping myself busy is obviously with the business that we're involved in. I'm reaching out more to at least reach out, getting back to like touch with friends and family, see how they're doing, especially the friend size that I haven't spoken to for weeks or months, and yeah, I think at the same time as well, I haven't been, before the lockdown, the only kind of exercise that I've been doing was cycling to work. With basically work was kind of sort of an exercise, because when I started the day, I helped, because I worked in street food, so I helped set up the tents, the tables, taking stuff out the van, putting stuff in the van. So taking stuff out of the van, beginning of the day, putting stuff back in the van in the middle at the end of the day. So that was a form of exercise. Didn't need to go any gym at that time. And apart from that, yeah, when we couldn't go into people's houses, so we just meet up with like a few of the nieces and nephews in the park. So that was a form of exercise as well. But during like for the past couple of months, where it's been a lot more, the lockdown was a lot more tense. I've been just doing workouts at home, like high intensity workouts. I think in the beginning of March there was I don't know if you know him, Joe Wicks. He was doing a home workout for his family and kids. So I thought, let me jump on board and see what's he all about. And I found out that I enjoy doing those workouts rather than going to the gym and lift weights, because I saw a different improvement on my stamina as well. Because I used to play football. I think I stopped about 5 years ago, but this is like amateur level. So I haven't done much intense sports in a while. So I thought, let me just do these workouts, and I actually enjoy it. I'd rather do that than going to the gym. So fitness has been back on the increase. Personal development, I've actually started reading a lot more books. I say a lot more. I've started to read, getting back into my books. So Think and Grow Rich, as you already know, Napoleon Hill. Read all of that. So I read all of it. Another book called Subtle Art of Not Giving a, by I can't remember the name of the author. Let me just get the name up quickly. But it's a good book. Mark Manson. So I've been doing a lot more reading. What else have I been doing? Something that I do a lot more is taking walks. There's a park probably about 10-minute walk away from my house. So what I want to do at least every day, if not every day, then every other day, just go out for 20, 25 minutes, clear my head. Some people suggest, to listen to like music while you're walking, or just walk and, just think about life. So I've been doing kind of both. And yeah, it feels like that you get back in touch with yourself, because I believe that before this pandemic, everyone was, obviously working really hard, not if after when they finish work, they get on their phones on social media, and there wasn't really any connections, no real connections at all. So yeah, when I'm going for my walk, I just realized I'm getting back in touch with nature. I'm walking past and saying hi to random people. I actually made it a challenge just to say, at least say hi to 3 random people per day when I'm out for a walk, just because, you're not going to expect it. And I'm the kind of person, I like to, I see people's reactions, like, oh, someone said hi to me, like, oh, I thought I was invisible. But those are the kind of things I like to do. But I think that's basically what I've been doing during the past 8 months now, 8 months. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing, to be honest.
Pretty much, I would say. Yes. It's been an interesting year, right? And December is not here yet. December is coming, but I'm sure that Facebook everywhere will be like, oh, thank God this year is over. Most people will be like pushing away this year. But for you, for myself, it's actually been, I would say, I don't want to say a great year, but anyway, you done a lot of work on myself as well, like you did on growing, personal development, reading, and something else I want to add is for me, my affirmations. They got more, I would say, more in my soul, more in my mind, because I know that I'm working on something for the long term, not just for tomorrow, next year. And but yeah, I like the challenge about the three random people to say hello. I usually smile to people
Yeah,
on the street. I'm like, yeah, but I don't really say hello. But yeah, it's something that we can done. I would say yeah,
yeah,
can be done to challenge yourself as well and see the reaction. That's true. Yeah, but for me, it's been more yeah, personal development, working on the business, obviously, and then I would say fitness, yes, at home, and then as well connecting with some friends. We hadn't spoken in a while. For me, the walking was more, I would say twice a week, and usually before going to bed. I walk around the block, as it says here in English. I walk around the block about 10 minutes before going to bed. Not in pajama, but with
oh,
something
yeah.
else.
I'm glad you cleared it up.
Not in pajama, but yeah, yeah. I mean, just to clean a bit the mind from all these devices, because
Yeah.
these devices they're good, but they get too much in our brain. So kind of the detoxicating. How do you say? Is it correct?
I don't know if it's correct, but everyone should know what you mean, what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know what you mean
Anyway,
anyway.
yeah,
Detox
yeah.
your mind.
Anyway, I'm not sure. But anyway, just get away a bit from this laptop phone before going to bed.
Yeah.
Most people recommend about half an hour. Obviously, half an hour is better, but me about 10, 15 minutes going to bed, some fresh air, some walking if I can. Just meditate as well is good to do it. But I would say it's been great as I'm actually more aware of what I want to do, and I'm sending job applications, yes, pretty much during the week, but I'm not doing randomly as before. I would say more I'm more cautious. I'm like, okay, what's the culture, what they offer,
Mm-hmm.
can I grow, can I stay more than a year or so, can I actually be there for long term. So I'm actually thinking longer, because I forgot to say I'm 26, turning 27 next week. So I'm like, okay, my 30 years old, is getting there. So I'm like, okay, I need to actually find out what I really want to do for long term, not just for next year or so, as I said. But yeah, it's been an interesting year, and I need to decide if I do a post before New Year's Eve or a video about it, because I want to share some stuff, some extra nuggets for people who will be like, oh, this year has been really bad. But yeah, it's been bad for many things. But how do you react is how you manage your life, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah. So in a way, I would say that. Yeah. I don't know if you have something that comes to your mind to ask. Otherwise, I can go.
Well, there was actually something that you spoke a second ago about before you go to bed, what you do, like go for a walk, because I think just about 2 or 3 days ago, like I'm the kind of person, I'll be open and honest, like before I go to bed, before I used to watch TV. Um, I don't watch TV during the day. I kind of like, work on myself, business, whatever. And then when I go to bed, I watch, I just watch repeats of Family Guy, and then I go to sleep. But then recently, I think I've been watching. No, hold on. Someone reached out to me. Someone else who's in the business. He saying that he listens to like affirmations or like something like Tony Robbins while he's sleeping. So put like
Okay.
AirPods in or like earphones while it's like trying to like put messages into your brain, into your subconscious when you go to sleep. And I thought that's actually quite a good idea. So I've been doing that for a couple of nights, and I'm saying affirmations before I go to sleep. I want to wake up in the morning, and those two combined has seen a bit of a shift from me. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. And it's like obviously you said this is what you do, like when you go for your walks, you detox your mind. And this actually, even though it's on my phone, but I put my phone on the other side of the room, and I used the Bluetooth earphones, and I just like listen to give me like affirmations of like, you're great, you're good at business, you're in great health. So just putting um positive feeding positive seeds in your mind before you go to sleep. So I just wanted to put that out there as well, what I've been doing at night.
And yeah, there is actually a device that is like a pillow with the Bluetooth. Sajid shared to us, so I will send it over to you. Yeah, I'll send
Oh,
the
please
link.
do that. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking to buy it, but I don't know. I'm kind of. I want other people to test it before, and then I'll get it. Yeah. But yeah, it's good. It's as well something before going to bed. I'm like, you know what? No matter what I've done during the day, I would always say I'm grateful. I'm alive. I'm healthy. My family is fine. They're good. I have a roof. I have a bed. I have some food. I have the little things that we don't. I wouldn't say we don't appreciate, but sometimes we forget that we have.
Yeah.
If you go in some areas of London, close to where I live as well, near the canal, I can see some people they don't really have they don't really have some basic tools for life, I would say. So that's why I'm saying this as well. I see people living in a shelter or not having much food, not having much heating. So I'm like, there are people out there, which it's sad that in 2020 we still have this issue, this problem, but you need to be grateful what you have, I would say. Yeah.
Of course. So just to let you know that I did have a meeting at 4 o'clock, but that's been moved back. So we can, if you want to still have the same questions as before, you can.
Oh, it's been postponed?
It's till later on this evening.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Perfect. Okay. So I can bombard you with all the questions.
Yes, you can, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I would say we've been talking about this. You mentioned a book already, Think and Grow Rich. Is my book as well. But in terms of books in general, what do you want to, which book you would suggest to people to read to have a different life perspective, to have an open mindset about life, about money, about themselves? What books would you suggest more?
Oof.
I know that there are many. Just I would
Yeah.
say three of them.
Well, to be honest, everyone keep on suggesting me to read certain books, and I'm kind of firm believer that certain books come into your life at certain points. So Think and Grow Rich, even though someone sent it to me by email, so I was reading it on my laptop and my phone. I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
So I think about 2 months ago, yeah, 2 months ago, I went. There was a bookshop literally around the corner where I live, so I physically got it, and then I knew it was a perfect time for me to actually read that book. So I've only the only books that I can suggest that I've actually finished from beginning to end is Think and Grow Rich. But the other one I was talking about before, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a FUCK. And it's a kind of book to literally, just don't care what just don't care. Don't think about too much what people think or say about what you want to do in life, basically. That's what it is in a nutshell. And I think, to be honest, right about now and throughout your life, you shouldn't really give you shouldn't give a damn what people say, what you want to do in life. If you want to become a ballerina, you do that. If you want to become if you want to like clean up the streets because you want to do something for your community, you do that. If you want to you do something for charity, you do that. Just don't care about what other people think or do. So I would highly suggest that book. It's by Mark Manson, I believe. Yeah, and that's the only books I can only suggest at the moment. I mean, I could say, yeah, you can have for finances, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I haven't read all of it. I've read some of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's a bit weird. I've got it on my Kindle, but
Yeah,
I haven't read it yet. You know, because like I said, I think sometimes
yeah.
the certain books come into your life for certain reasons. So I've got quite a lot of books on here, but I just haven't got through to it yet. I think that's something I need to manage, you know, because you know, I'm going through because actually one of Think and Grow Rich, I'm going through it again, but I'm taking notes. So I'm putting it on my phone rather than just, you know, read the whole book again. When I want to read certain chapters on Think
Mhm.
and Grow Rich, I could just go through my notes on the phone and just pick out the most juicy bits that will actually improve on my life. So at the moment, those are the two books I can highly suggest.
Okay, perfect. Um, we actually got a kind of challenge about Think and Grow Rich, right? From our mentor, Mr. David Hunt, who said, take notes and study it like if it's an exam. So I'm reading it again for the fourth time now in Italian, and I'm highlighting,
Yeah,
just highlighting, but I'm thinking really, yeah, I should start to take notes. I take pictures. I take pictures on my phone, and then I put on a folder like books, Think and Grow
yeah,
Rich, and then I'm really a system guy, so I like to do this. But I think I really need to write it down to when I want it, I can go there. But on my vision board as well, if you don't have it, I would suggest if you don't have the vision board, I have a section when it's like, okay, the 13 principle to richness, desire, faith. So all the principle in Think and Grow Rich that are on my vision board as well. So I can read it in the morning, in the evening, and so I can get familiar. My subconscious mind can be familiar with it as well. So just throw in something if anyone is
yeah.
reading the book. From my side, I would say yes, this one, Think and Grow Rich, yeah. But I think I shared last week when we did an interview on your profile as well. And I share all the times this on the Friday talks. I have a funny story about this book because it is having a big impact in my life. But few years ago, when you have a chit chat with people, when you have conversation with people, you were like, okay, so what do you do now? What's your work? What's your plan for your future? What do you want to do? And I was like, okay, well, okay, that's cool, but you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to travel, you want to have money, you want to have your car, your house, when we talk to people. And then I was like, okay, why don't you do something like this? Why don't you take a piece of paper, a pen, you're in a quiet space, your phone is off, you write everything on paper, what you want to do in the next 5, 10 years, everything, money, job, holidays, charity, everything about your life, passion, your hobbies, and be like, okay, write it down, and then you read it sometimes. You read it, I would say, once a month, whatever. You're going to read it from time to time. And then they were like, that's a good idea. That's interesting. Some of them they done it, some of them they didn't. And I did in my mind. I just
Yeah.
did it here in my mind. I was like, okay, I know what I want to do, but then I never wrote it. And then I got this book. I got recommended this book from Mr. Hunt, and he was like, okay, read this book and then read it once and then study it. And I was like, okay. There is a chapter called Planning into the book, and basically it's just saying write down your goals, read it every day in the morning and in the evening, so your mind can be aware that you already are in possess of your what you want. And I was like, oh my good god. I was like, okay, I was talking to people, I was sharing what they do, but I never done it fully, I would say, because I was doing it here in my mind.
Yeah.
I started writing on my phone, like I have a reminder 3 times a year to check my 5 years list. But now I actually have my vision board is in the other room. I have my affirmations and everything, what I want to do, what I'm grateful for, what I want to achieve. And I'm like, okay, makes sense now the book. That's why I recommend this to everybody, this book. But the
Sorry,
first
what's the
time,
name of the book, if you don't mind me asking?
sorry,
What's the name of the book, if you don't mind me asking?
the name of the book,
Yeah.
yeah, is
Oh. Oh,
This,
sorry, I thought you
this,
talk about different books. Sorry.
no. There's this one. Yeah, no, there's this one because there is the chapter planning, and I was like, okay. I was telling to people, unaware. I was just telling to people, just do it.
Yeah.
Take your time to write down and then read it. But then this book was actually okay. You need to read it. You need to be aware that you're already in possess of what you want, and then put the action into it to achieve it. I was like, okay, cool, nice. Life can be funny sometimes. Then I would say another book is Atomic Habits. That is really from James Clear. I think he's called James Clear, the guy. Yeah, it's good. It's good for to improve your habits, change it, and to actually understanding how you can. If you improve something every day, you
Mhm.
can actually you can save time, you can feel better, you can do more things.
Of course.
So that's why I love this book. I read it once. I didn't get it at the beginning, but while I was reading, I was like, "Oh, this book is talking to me again."
Yeah.
So I need. I think I read it on my laptop, and I have on my Kindle now. But I'm going to read it again because it really helps a lot with how to, I would say, to divide a habit, and then actually how can you trick your mind, because everything starts here. How can you trick your mind to start to do the job, to do that habit, or to cancel it, I mean to change it, or as well to or just to make it quicker. So and there is a whole philosophy, a process. I mean, it's really interesting. I would really suggest Atomic Habits by James Clear.
Yeah.
Then I would say Rich Dad Poor Dad for financial education, from Robert Kiyosaki. But another book, I don't know if you read it, is the Parable of Pipeline. Is the Parable of Pipeline is called? Yeah, the Parable of Pipeline, or the Pipeline of Parable. No, the Parable of Pipeline. Yes, it gives more an idea, more an understanding of the residual income. How at the beginning it can be low, but then with the compound effect as well, with the timing, with the products and everything, then your residual income can actually make you work less, or
Yeah.
actually quit completely your job. So that's something that can be like, okay, if I do this in my part time, and then actually with the time I stay consistent, then it's working. Then you can actually replace, or you can work less, so you can enjoy more your life, and have your financial freedom. So I would say this book, and I think there was another one. Yeah, I would say another one is The Richest Man in Babylon for financial education. That is an interesting book, as is written in I would say, ancient English. I don't know. I didn't really understand how it's written, but it gives the few principle of richness, and how, I would say, how to manage the money, and how to do some investments. Not in terms of stock market or others, but again, the philosophy, the understanding of how you can manage your money to have it for a rainy day,
Yeah.
or for the future to invest. So these are the books I would say. Yeah. And yeah, these are so far. But yeah, you're right. There are some, I think, the books that just come in your life when you really want it, or when you're looking for something, like now. I'm reading this one. I don't know if you can say it's from John Maxwell.
Yeah.
And I read the first chapter yesterday. I was like, hmm, okay. So I was waiting for this book for a month because I got some delay from Amazon, but
Yeah.
details. But you know what? It's funny because I was waiting for the book, and I was like, when this book is gonna come? When this book is gonna come? But I didn't really start to read it straight away. I was like, because I wanted to finish this and then go into the other. I was like, okay, but let me do that, and this one is just a reminder for me. So I'm glad that I made the decision to start reading it, because you need to push yourself to read it more, I would say, and to get growing.
Of course.
Yeah, and get growing. Yeah. So these are, yeah, I have a question about money. I'm gonna ask you after, or maybe you're gonna ask me this question. I don't know, but yeah, if you have, if anything comes to your mind now, I don't know.
I mean, you can ask the question about money.
Okay, you asked me this last week, and you thought that I wasn't ready, but I was.
I know what questions.
Yeah, okay. So I would say there is a good audio, a good podcast about it from Jim Rohn. What to do with a dollar? And you made a video. You made a video about. I haven't watched fully yet. Sorry, but what would you do with £100, dollars, whatever currency it is? How would you divide it? What would you do with the £100? Let's say.
Oh wow, throwing the own question back at me. What would I do? What would I do with £100?
I would say it's not about what would you do, but it's more about to let people think really careful about what we have in our hands, this paper that we have in our hands, and it's about money management. I would say you can do anything that you want with £100, €100, whatever. You can go and spend it, or you can just divide it. You can do other stuff. So yeah, it's just more for people to be aware. And yeah, it's actually throw you back the question. Yeah.
Yeah. So with £100, what I would do is I will try and probably find a way how I can double it. So when I find out how I can double it, something I know. I would say a guarantee that I can make it double it back. And when I got back the £100, I can save what excuse me, save the £100 profit that I made. And then with the other £100, I'll probably see if I can invest half of it and see what I'll do with it. So if I put it in like maybe, I don't know, shares, or if I can just, obviously I've got to eat, so I'll probably put, I don't know, a little bit away for food. But at the same time as well, I know that I'll be trying to think of ways how we can actually, I've got £100 right now. Can I increase that for the end of the week, or so I have like, I don't know, 2 or 3 times more, in the next 2-3 weeks. So in my head, I'll be thinking ways to increase it. I don't know how we'll do it, but I know there's multiple ways I can obviously increase it. So that would be my way. Like obviously there's hundreds and thousands of ways you can increase it, but my answer in a nutshell, then I'll try and find a way how I can double it or triple it within that same month or in the same week.
Yeah, and again, I have another disclaimer because most of us, I would say, is even on the book of Robert Kiyosaki, where it says money grows on a tree or doesn't grow on a tree. I don't remember, but with little money, you can make so much as well.
Yeah.
Most companies have been founded with just an idea, with no capital, with, let's say, I think it was FedEx, who was created actually with a bike rented from a friend. FedEx is the company who does delivery, postage, like mailboxing. And I think it was FedEx or another one, one of those companies anyway. They started renting a bike from a friend, and then with $100, they start to do these shipping products and services, and now that's what FedEx it is. So that's why I really want people to get the idea to understand, okay, how can I, what can I do with this? And as you said, there are so many ways of how you can double it, triple it. You can make 10x, 20x. There are so many ways, but it's just to trigger your mind muscle. I would say your brain muscle to be like, okay, should I save it? Should I spend it? Should I do half and half? So that's why I want. I'm gonna ask everyone now that is coming to the live to for this question, because it's good to see other people perspective. I would say other people ideas as well, and how maybe me or the person who's talking can get some benefits. out of it, some ideas, and from the people that are watching as well. So from my side, I would say I think I did a video a couple of months ago, but I'm gonna do it another one before the end of the year, I think. I would divide in different sections. I would say 70%. So I would say $70, euros, whatever, but let's say in percentage, 70% spend it for yourself, for your bills, and for your entertainment. I would say 70%. Then 10% invest in capital, 10% saving, and then we are 80, 90, yes. 10% savings, 10% investing, 5% learning for yourself, learning to grow as a person, 5% for charity. Give back to people as well who need it. Like I just yesterday I did a poll for my birthday coming next week to help the charity that I'm volunteering with, the Phoenix Project. And sometimes when I was there doing the work of helping, I was and giving the food to the people that they needed, I was like, man, there are still many people in the world that don't have access to basic things, to basic food, basic services in a big city like London.
Yeah.
Not just from where I'm from, because there's not it's not the richest area, but in a big city like London, you can see this in other places, wherever in the world as well. So I would say 70% for yourself, bills, entertainment, monthly expenses that you have. You can even reduce to 60%, I would say, but I would say 70% is fine to cover. Life is expensive nowadays, so you need to cover that as well. And 10% savings, put it all the times 10%. 10% investing. It can be active capital, passive capital, you decide, but invest in something that can grow with the time. 5% learning on yourself, develop yourself, 5% on charities. So, or one charity or more charities, is up to you. But and I got this actually from the audio of Jim Rohn. I got the idea, but as well I started thinking, okay, I think it makes sense because it makes sense as Zens makes sense. Yeah. Well, it's coming soon, right? It's coming soon. We're waiting for it. I can't wait. Can't wait for it. Yeah. So it makes sense in a way, because mine, I would say, I always been taught to be like, okay, put just about 10-20% of the savings aside, and that's it. That's what I've always been taught, and I saw people doing. I never learned about the investing or learning on myself on giving to other people. So because most people are kind of skeptical, they don't really trust to give money to someone else or to a foundation or someone else anyway for goodwill, because there are so many issues or so many bad stories about that. So I understand that, but sometimes even £1 can make a difference for many people in the world. Trust me. So even €1, $1 can make a difference. So
of course,
yeah. And I would say for this as well, when you do the dividing the sections, this is in the book of Rich Dad Poor Dad, in the philosophy again of how the rich thinks, or how wealthy people think, is pay yourself first, then pay the others. What do I mean by that? Pay yourself, don't pay the bills first. Pay first your investments, pay first your savings, pay first the things for you. Let's say you want to have a nice dinner this month, put the £100, €100 for the dinner.
Yeah.
Then you pay the remaining. So that's what I mean. And then, I mean, is explained more in the book, but pay yourself first, reward yourself first as well. You can be like, okay, the 31st of the month, I have £1,000, €1,000, whatever. Okay, who I'm going to pay first, and then the remaining, obviously you'll pay. Otherwise, you can, again, it's something that you can figure it out. If you don't have much money left for to pay the others, there is a problem, I would say. But as well, at the same time, you can start figuring out other ways of how you can make additional, not just to pay the others, but as well to have extra money for you. So that's something else that I would add to this. What would you do with the money? Yeah. And in terms of money, yes. Now, let me ask you something. In terms of we're talking about life changing and moments when we had something to think more about it. What was one of your moments, one of your hard decisions, one of the hard decisions to make in life? I would say. What was one of them, if you want to share it? And
What
what
were
did you
my
learn?
hardest decisions?
Yeah.
What are my hardest decisions I made in life? You mean?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, what would be one of the hardest decision, and what have you learned from it? I would say, yeah.
Oh, one of the hardest decisions I had to make was, oh, I think it was, hold on, maybe 2020. I think it was about, oh no, when was it? Last year. Last year. I think was May. I think it was May last year. Yeah, May last year. Because before I no, yeah. So since 2015, I actually started doing stand-up comedy, and I think a year after I got into network marketing. So I was doing both of them at the same time. Excuse me. And I enjoyed both of them. I enjoyed both of them very much. So well, with stand-up comedy, there was sometimes I was performing. I don't know. Depends how many times I book it. It could have been 3 or 4 times a week. Plus, with you have to obviously write material, prepare for the material. So it did take up, I would say, 2 to 3 hours per day in my time. Plus, I was doing full-time work and I was doing business, so it was kind of a bit much for me. So they came to a point, I think it was, yeah, last year, where I realized that I got into stand-up comedy for the wrong reasons, even though I was enjoying it. But there was sometimes where I canceled gigs. So I think I had the word with my mentor who I was with at the time, with a different company, and I had to, I just had a like heart to heart with him. I said to him like, listen, I'm doing the business, doing comedy. I like doing them both. But I wasn't getting, um, I wasn't getting, well, I wasn't getting anywhere with either of them. For me, it was like chasing two rabbits at a time. You have to focus on one. And I was the kind of person to believe, what, I can try and do two things at once. Multitasking. But I just literally learned, maybe about a week ago, you can't, multitasking is, even some people think it's a great thing to do. It's not really, just focus on one task. So I had to make a decision. Did I want to give up, home-based business or network marketing or comedy? So for in the long run, which would be more beneficial for me, so I just weighed up the odds. Why did I get into network marketing? Why did I get into comedy? You know, which one can actually last, longer, which one is gonna, the journey can end quicker, and I just thought I had asked myself those questions, but at the same time as well, I put like feelings behind it. Which one am I really enjoying? And then it came to a point, it was clear as day that with comedy, even though I didn't enjoy it, but I got into comedy for the wrong reasons. So yeah, I came to a decision about, yeah, I had to leave comedy. And I've never thought about anything for so long in my life. Just literally sit down on a day-to-day basis, which one should I give up? But with home-based business, yeah, I can do that until the day I pass away, and especially with the culture that we have, the people that we surround ourselves with every day, education, it's fun. You can do what we do. We can do it from anywhere in the world. It opens up your mind as well to how much you can achieve. I just don't mean like financially, but you can set more goals, like go reach your extreme goals that you never thought you could do. Obviously you can do the same with comedy, but at that time it's just like I was kind of new, and I wasn't really giving myself that much I wasn't putting into it much energy into it as I've with the home-based business. So it was a hard decision, but at the same time, it's a decision that I don't regret. So even now in the back of my mind, I get a little nibble to say like, oh, just get back into it, but it's not one of those things that can, shift me from what I'm doing now, which I'm passionate about, to get back into comedy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do, miss it, telling a few jokes, but at the same time as well, like I know what I'm doing can help a lot more people around the world.
That's true. That's true. And so you didn't find the right balance, right? And then you had to make which one is gonna be more with longevity, I would say, and as well which one can make you more. I wouldn't say happy, but as well can make you achieve more what you want, right? So that's what I understood from it. Yeah. And from your decision. And before to going into mine, I was checking the comments before, and I can see our Hawaiian Californian superstar Wally. She's watching here, and she said something interesting about the money part.
Yeah.
So Wally said, okay, now she changed her path. She's like 50% donate to help others, 50% to invest to double. And then as well, I can see she left something else. Money doesn't grow on a tree. Yes, correct. And then how to supplement my retirement income. So let's just touch base about the retirement income, because it's been quite interesting this year as well for it.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, what do you think about the 50-50 that Wally shared with us? The 50% giving back and 50% to double it.
Okay, so 50% so the other half is to double it, you mean?
So she left in the comments 50% to give back to people, to help others, 50% to double it for a retirement income.
I think that's actually quite good. I know a lot of people do actually do this procedures, because they believe the more you put in, the more you get back out life. As long as you have the resource, the finance or the resource to do it, So as long as it leaves you comfortable, your pocket comfortable, then yeah, do it. I mean, I think that's actually a great idea. I know I started actually to give back to I would say, well, I think I started it as maybe this year, just give it to like a pound or two to like homeless people, where I would just give before maybe just, and what the change I have in my pocket, if it's like 20p or 50p, but I do believe, the more you give back, so the more you give into life, the more you receive, and especially if you have that mindset as well, like, you don't like expect it to get things back, but you do it out your goodwill, your good heart, and things will come back. May not be financially, but something greater might come back tenfold. So I do believe that's a great philosophy what Wally has there, and also to the other 50% to double it. Just obviously if you can, like it once again doesn't shortchange you, double it, and find out which ways you can do it. Some people do like some people that they like in the forex markets, like investing, there's some people know how to trade by themselves, so if you want to double it that way, so you can give more back to the community. So yeah, I think that's a great thing, 50-50. I know you're saying that put in 70% aside, but if it doesn't leave it out your pocket, then yeah, put 50%.
Yeah, and then I'm sure with timing, maybe what I said before will change as well. Again, as I said as well, 70% maybe is a bit too much, but I would say 60% would be a good number to anyway pay yourself first and then others, and then to invest. Yeah.
I'm gonna say hi, Wally. Thanks for joining in.
Yeah, she's Wally's one of, let's say, she always leave a comment. She's always grateful. We actually did Friday talks. I think it was during summer. I did one with her as well a while ago. Maybe we're gonna do another one with her another time. We'll find out. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go back and watch it then.
Sorry.
I've got to go back and watch it then. Is it on your Facebook?
Yes, on my Facebook. Yeah, it's been. I think it was during July or June or July, something like that. Yeah, I need to check when is it. Yeah. And in fact, I want to touch base before I go to my to my difficult decision about the retirement income, because this year has been interesting, as I read on the news and I heard some people that I know as well that they were retired from public services, let's say as a nurse, as a doctor, as a police officer, or anyway working with the public from the government, I would say, and then they've been called to come back to action. And and it's quite interesting, because I'm like, okay, so if I spend my time working for the public, which you're serving for the public, then you might get, I don't know, a different treatment, or you might come back to action in these cases. And then how is gonna, I mean, in terms of income, is that I would say for your retirement income, I mean, for you and talking in general as well, is that something that, considering what we are going through and for what the future looks like, it looks really great, I would say, with Brexit as well here in the UK. So, is a whole juice. Let's put it this way. Yeah. Yeah. We spoke about money, about income, but the retirement income is something that I would say worry you too much, or you're just like, I'm working already for myself. I know already how much I'm going to retire, when I'm going to retire, because most people, they're not aware that you can retire earlier than the government says to you, right? Because when you get retired, you just get access to the payments.
Yeah.
Right. So what's your thought? What's your thought about that? I know it's something that it wasn't expected, but I saw the comment. I was like, let's talk about this as well, as I'm sure someone is watching and maybe thinking about the retirement income.
Yeah. Retirement income. I think obviously the way the world's going at the moment, retirement income, it's not going to be as great as you want it to be, in the next, when someone's going to be, I think the retirement age here is 65 or 70 now, I believe. And it's something that people should be wary of, definitely, for sure, because especially if you're the kind of person that once you get paid, you're gonna be spending on literally rubbish stuff. So I think right about now it'd be good to work, get a pension from it, do a side hustle as well at the same time. What you said, you suggested to put 60% away, 70%, and try and at least find like 2 or 3 sources of incomes coming in. So, because when you retire, you probably get, I don't know, what, 40K retirement in your account. I'm not sure. I don't even know what it is, but it's yeah, but I think it's quite weird. Like, they call them back after being retired. To be honest, I think they should probably pay them double per hour if they want to come back after they're retired. Because if knowing me, if I was working in the sector and I'm retired and they ask me to come back, I'd be like, listen, you've got to at least triple my hour or something, or double my hours, because I'm not coming. Like, I'm supposed to be enjoying myself now. Like, I'm relaxing. I've been working all my life. My bones are tired. I'm aching. There's as long as it's a good pay, then I'll be definitely up for that. But at the same, funny enough, I actually with my old job that I had, it actually shows me like my pension, what I would get when I'm 65, you know. And even though it's just a small amount this time, was like just over £600, and I'm 37, I'm thinking, okay, so if this doubles, sorry, hold on, I'm 37 now, so like I retire in 30 years time, you know, how much is that going to increase to? Would it be like over 2,000? Would that be near 10,000? You know, and 10,000, especially in London, you know, some people can spend that, depending on their lifestyle, they can spend that in a night, you know, or a week at least, you know. So yeah, I think you know, anyone watching today, you know, I would definitely, especially like your age of 26, I would definitely say um think carefully of your finances, you know. I'm not saying not to have fun, you know, but maybe cut down your fun, you know. Maybe if you're the type of person that goes out every weekend, maybe just go out once a month, you know. Um, you know, if you're that kind of person that spends money on takeaways, like I don't know, every other day, just try to do shopping loads. Um, and you know, rather than spending on what £20 on a takeaway, put on like if you do that every night for like I don't know 5 days, that's like £100. You know, convert that over to a month, that's like £400 just takeaways. No, that's ridiculous. You know, you can probably spend about £200 per month if you just buy food like and cook every night. So I just think just trying to think of ways how you can, you know, save that extra penny, how we say in the UK, and so when you retire, when you're supposed to, you know, you can look back and you think, okay, I've got, I don't know, what maybe, I don't know, 60,000 left or 70,000, you know, or 100,000, depends on like if you do get a side income or not. So yeah, that would be my advice, just to cut down on your spending habits, you know, invest in yourself and see if you can try and find ways to double your money.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, cut the expenses, figure it out because, as mentioned before, the brain muscle needs to be active. Otherwise, we get frozen. Yeah, let's put it this way. Because I was thinking about another word, but I don't know how to say it in English.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. And Wally explained how she does the 50%, and it's really interesting as well. Let me just read it. What is it? What is it? 20% homeless shelter, 22 children center, 10% senior centers. So it's as well, it's a different for helping others is as good as well, good way to divide it. From my way, I would say before, when I was back home in Italy, I started to understand that everyone was complaining about the pension.
Mm.
It's too little. They work too much. They didn't get much money. I was like, okay, first red flag. Second, I was like, okay, I need to work 40, 45 years, whatever, because they change the year every year. I mean, they can do anything they want, right? Any government can change the law. They can do it. The Queen doesn't have the power to stop that. I would say because we're in England, the UK. But so I can see that the age can change, and you're gonna get you need to get ready for that. I'm like, okay. Second red flag. The third one is like I can only get when they want it, when they tell me, and I'm like, so I came up to the conclusion, be like, you know what, side hustle, as you said, building a business, investing, yes. So I would say I don't rely much on the government about my future retirement income. Obviously, yes. From work, I put aside the money for it, but I'm building my own.
Mhm.
Building my own, I would say for the long term to know, okay, this would be just there. I'm not gonna touch it. The investments, a percentage from the profit, I will use it, move it there, and then as well the others for investing again or to having fun. But as you mentioned as well, figure it out the ways how you can have extra money, figure it out the way how you can have more, and maybe retire 5 years earlier. Who knows? You can do it. It's just up to you. It's just how much work you put, how much time you put, how much effort you put in. So there are so many ways that you can do it. You don't need to follow the plans that someone else give it to you. That's I would say. So think and grow rich. Put your time as well to think about your pension for the future, because you need to do it. As just to close this subject, I will just open briefly. As our Dai ambassador, Mr. Avinash, says during the presentations, I love when he says that. We say, okay, you've been working so hard during your life, you get to the retirement age, and now you can say, baby, pack your bikini, we are going to Hawaii. So it's like you're ready. So you made it to pension, you can go to Hawaii, Maldives, whatever it is, so you can enjoy life. But you don't need to wait to retirement age. You can actually go earlier than that, right? So you can actually go there and even spend more than a week. So again, figure it out the game, figure it out something, test, ask for friends, ask for ideas, or make your own ideas. Investing, risk, lose, gain money is otherwise you get frozen. Otherwise you freeze your mind, you don't grow. That's what I would say, for everything. Going back to the question that I asked you about the biggest decision, one of the hardest decision. Mine, it was actually to come back to London, because 2 years ago, in 2018, I felt stuck. I was like, okay, I saw my colleagues growing, getting, I would say, upper management roles. They were not happy anyway. They just got £100 extra in the salary, but they were like, I'm a manager. I'm like, okay, are you happy about what you're doing? I mean, I could see them suffering in a way about timing, responsibility, and money. I was like, I don't really want to do that, because that was the plan, to grow into the ladder, on the corporate ladder, to go up in the upper management, learn more skills, learn more trainings and whatsoever. I was like, maybe let's change the plan. So I went back home for summer 2 years ago, and LinkedIn. I use LinkedIn Learning. It's really good. I suggest to people for skills, and as well learning new things in life. Then I was like, okay, what I really wanted to do. That's when I start planning my 5 years list. And when actually after summer, I was like, okay, I love my country, I love where I live, but it doesn't fit me anymore. I don't feel to going back there to work, or it doesn't fit me anymore. The environment, what I created here. I'm like, I have my space, I have everything. I'm fine here for now. So I said, okay. I had a friend who wanted to. I have a good friend that I met during working here in London, and he's from Buenos Aires, from Argentina. And he was like, oh, come here, come for a year and then you can go back. And I'm like, yeah, it's really tempting, but he's the other side of the world. If I have an emergency or something, I need to really figure it out how to go back. And as much I really wanted to go there, because 60-70% of Argentinians are Italians, they have an Italian background, and I want to learn more Spanish. I was like, something, I've been in London 4 years. I didn't really go to where I wanted to be. I didn't really achieve what I want fully. I achieved some stuff that I wanted to, but I think that I would say betray myself if I go somewhere else. And now with this Brexit is more challenging, I would say, because I think there will be no deal, and I don't know what the hell is going to happen next in the first of January 2021. So there's something else as well. People are still asking me, why are you there? I have goals. I have things that I want to achieve here, right? I mean, I feel that I don't want to live with the regret or be like, oh, I've been to London, but I didn't achieve what I wanted to. So that's one of my biggest decisions so far. Either coming back here to London or going in another country, start everything from scratch. And I would say I'm being glad that I actually came back, because I met you, so many people, and as well I'm on a different path of actually found the vehicle of what I wanted to achieve in the future. And I know I'm on the right path to go where I want to be. It might take a bit longer, but I know that I have the people around me, the support, the structure, and everything that is there. So I'm not lost. I'm not just wandering around. I'm
Yeah.
not just doing this, that, and that. I know that I'm doing something. I want to find a new place to work for quite some time, where I can leave something as well for the future for them. So
Yeah.
I know that as well I can achieve something, and I can travel more from here. From Argentina, I could travel South America, yeah, and I love to do it. I want to travel all South America, but from here, from London as well, I can travel everywhere. You know, it's more connected. So that's one of the decisions. And I always say into the videos as well, I hope I don't have to make that so many hard decisions in life, because you know it can take some time to actually make the decision, asking yourself, asking your friends, family, questioning, doubting. So I
Yeah.
hope, and I hope for you as well, Junior, that we don't have to make that many hard decisions. So we
Yeah.
just have one every 10 years, I would say. So you know, to know where you're going. But you know, life always can surprise you. And now we've been talking about. I think I have other two questions, and we're done. We've been talking about retirement just a minute ago, before going to my decision. So let's go on the other side, on the opposite. Um, what would you suggest to? Hmm, let me phrase it the right way. What would you suggest to the younger version of yourself? You're just finishing high school for life. Doesn't make sense?
So
What
what
would you
I
suggest?
would,
Let's say to if you could go back in time
yeah.
and you are 18 again,
Okay.
what advice would you give to other people?
Okay.
So
Wow.
let's say to millennials, to young generation. We're still young. Don't get me wrong. We're
Yeah.
still young. We are young till 50. That's what I believe. Till
Yeah.
50, we're young. Then we get wiser. We get better. Okay.
So what would I give advice to the younger generation? Oh gosh. I would definitely say I'll definitely say don't stop having fun, because it's nothing more worse than a miserable 35-year-old person. So still have your fun, but maybe, cut it down a little bit. I would say definitely, oh man, invest in yourself. You know, like if you're like in, I don't know, 18 to 20-year-olds, I would say, actually, you know what? I actually got this advice from this person called Gary V. And he said, just try stuff out. Try whatever you want to do. If you want to go into property, you do that. If you want to, I don't know, sell trainers, you do that. You just try and figure out what you like, taste different stuff. Um, I don't know if some of you out there, want to paint, do ballet, what I was saying before, do that. And also, I would definitely say, don't listen to your parents. If you got like dreams and ambitions, just they will probably, keep you in a safety net. Like, oh, they want to protect you all your life, And don't get me wrong, you're their parents, and obviously they want the best for you as well. But if there's something out there that you really want to achieve, you go out there, you find the resources, you speak to people who have actually achieved what you want to achieve, um, and just work your craft. If you work full time, that's perfect. If you're like, I don't know, if you're the kind of person that has an 8 to 5 job or 9 to 6, okay, when you get home, you're gonna have something to eat. Maybe that's an hour gone. I know some people that like to chill out before, just for a little bit. So maybe that's another half an hour, 45 minutes. So yeah, from like, what's the time, like maybe 8 o'clock till 12, work on your craft, and I know you might get little results at the beginning, but if you keep on consistent every day, who knows where you can be. If you're 18, you do that. So if you're 21, you do that for 3 years, work on your craft and your passion. When you turn, what, 24, 25, you'd be miles ahead from when you started at 21. So I would say still have your fun, because if you like work hard during the week, like Monday to Friday, on a Saturday, reward yourself. You go see your friends, go chill out in the park. I wouldn't say do it every week, maybe twice a month, and then get back to doing your craft. So I would say, yeah, find out what you're really passionate about, because people, obviously when you're younger, you dream about stuff. And then when you get into the working environment, those dreams completely go away. And then in your 30s, you'd be like, oh, you're just like a robot. You're just doing the same things day in, day out. So yeah, find out what you're passionate about, work on it as much as possible. Even if you have to stay until like up until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, that's great. And then yeah, find out the connect with right people who have achieved what you want to achieve, and just literally I would say network as well. Get in touch with many people as possible, even if it's outside your niche, because you never know, they might need you later in life, or you might need them, or they might need you. So that would be my 4 golden tips to take.
Your network is your net worth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard this from, I don't know who, but someone said that. Yeah. And yeah, like I said quotes, but I don't know who said it, so it's fun.
Yeah, I don't know who said it as well, but
I don't know. Somebody said it anyway. Yeah. But yeah, I would go something similar to yours. If I could come back to 18 years, I would say 18 years old, and then suggest to others. I would go have fun, obviously, but I would say 2 years, have fun, hard fun in all the possible ways. Then start reducing. I would say once, twice a month, as you mentioned. Keep having fun. Keep rewarding yourself. Keep travel a lot as well. I mean, travel as many destinations you can while you're free, or you're in a couple. Don't wait. Don't postpone it, because it's the worst thing that you can do, to postpone your travel. I would say one of the worst things you can do. So have fun, but then keep it down. So reward yourself, then travel. Figure it out, the money game, where the money comes from, how you can make money, how money can work for you as well. Then find out what you really want to do in life. As you said, craft. I mean, and work long hours. I mean, figure it out really what you want to do, and then understand that you cannot do it by yourself. As you mentioned, you need a network of people, but as well, you cannot do it by yourself. You will need always some support, and as well, give something back to people.
Yeah.
Give something back. Even if, as I mentioned before, even if it's just £1, one sandwich, one ride to a friend that is in need, give something back, because eventually will coming back to you in a bigger way. So that's the 5. I need to write them down, actually, because but yeah, these are the 5 things that I would say. But the most important is figuring out the money game, and really take time and understand what they really want to do in life. So these are the main two that I would say to 18 years old, and as well even to older, I would say. Yeah, because there are still people at 45, 50 that I meet. I'm like, yeah, I'm working, I'm fine, but I'm not that happy. I want to do that. I'm like, but they keep doing it. They're still in the rat race.
Yeah.
So that's why I say figure out the money game, how money can work for you, and yeah, learn really what you want to do in life. And I don't know if you want to add something else. I saw you want to say something else.
I don't think I had anything else to add to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of like hit the nail on the head there.
Okay, yeah, and I just mentioned about travel, so I want to go towards the end of the life. So we're talking about travel. So what's your travel your dream travel destinations for the future.
Yeah.
You can have more than one, and I would say as well one in the UK as well, because we're living in the UK, so internationally and in the UK as well. Which one would it be?
Oof. In the UK, I've always wanted to. I don't know. I've seen these like nice cabins, like in Scotland. Like a weekend away, just to because I've always seen it like in movies or on like Groupon, and like it looks so nice and cozy, just like chopping up wood and then throw it in the fire. So that's something that I would love to do. But the reason why I say Scotland, especially in Edinburgh or maybe somewhere around there, because there's every August there's like the comedy festival for about a month, and I would just love to go up there and just spend a month up there, just seeing new raw talent, see someone that someone new's gonna come up, and then in the future I'll see them on TV. Like, oh yeah, I saw that guy or that lady when I was up in Edinburgh. So that's something I would like to go in the UK for sure. But across the world, I would, oh gosh, where would the Maldives? Because I was watching, because I just miss travel at the moment. So I was watching some nice, luxurious places on YouTube. And yeah, Maldives came up, and I just saw the lovely scenery, the clear water, the huts, and it just looked, for literally about 2 minutes, I thought I was there. And then when I came back, when I came back to reality, I think a tear came out my eye. I think I was, oh god, that was too real. So definitely the Maldives I would like to go to. So yeah, that's one place I want to go. I did have two other places on my bucket list as well, and one was Australia, and the other one was Japan. So yeah, those two other places I want to go in the near future.
And I mean, I'm sure you're following him, but I don't know if you watched the story of Fraser Brooks.
Yes.
Yeah, he's there now in the Maldives. I'm like, no, skip. I need to.
Yeah, I follow him, but I haven't seen. He hasn't popped up on my stories today. So
yeah, if you go there in the story, Fraser Brooks is there for honeymoon, so he's like, it's a bit tough to watch. Some like next.
I would have deleted him. Like, no, I had him as a friend like in 2 weeks' time or something.
But yeah, I mean, temporarily, I need to put on hold from Mr. Fraser Brooks. Yeah. But yeah, okay. So you're like as well. Yeah, okay. We're similar places, I would say.
Yeah.
Because in the UK, have you been to Edinburgh or no?
I haven't, no.
Yeah, man. Okay, I've been twice to Edinburgh. I love it, but I want to visit Scotland as well. I want to see the Scottish Islands, and because they're really tiny, really small, where they make the whiskey, the Scotch, where they make all the spirits there. And
I didn't know you was a bit of a drinker, Mario.
no, I just want to see how they're done. Honestly, I'm not a drinker. Well, on Monday, I saw some rum in the house, and I was like, "Oh God!" And I love rum, so and I was like, "You know what? I need to take some." But I have a reason why I love rum, and I'm gonna share shortly. So I'm not a drinker, but the spirits I know that are more plain, they're not that mixed up or whatever, so they're better to enjoy, I would say.
Yeah.
But I'm not drinking. That's what I say to myself and to people. But if I see something and I'm like, I need to,
Yeah.
well, yeah. I mean, we still need to enjoy life, right? So
Yeah.
let's put it away. Yeah. So yeah, the Scottish Islands.
Yeah.
Because I've been to Edinburgh and to Glasgow as well. Glasgow is kind of really great city. I don't really recommend it to go. It's not, from my view, it wasn't the greatest experience in the UK. But okay, I have another story about that, but I will tell you privately when we meet about Glasgow. But yeah, the Scottish Islands and Cornwall.
Yes.
Cornwall. I thought that was in Wales, but it's not. It's actually on the southwest area of England. So I really want to go to Cornwall to see all the cottage and the land, the nature, and the food that is made there as well. So these are the places in the UK. And globally, I said Ram before because my dream travel destination is Cuba, so Cuba in the Caribbean.
Okay.
Because I love the music, the salsa, the food, the dancing, their culture, um, the beautiful waters that is there as well, all the
Yes, of
the
course.
natural sand, yeah. So and I want to see, you know the famous cigar, the famous Cuban cigar. Yeah, I don't smoke. My dad smokes. So I really want to see how they're made because they're so famous.
Yeah.
And then how they make that, how they make the rum, how they make the sugar cane. So that's why I saw the rum from Cuba, and I'm like, well, I need to get connected to my dream destination, right? So
Yeah.
that's why I had some rum the other day. But yeah, that's one of them. So Cuba, before I passed away, before I leave this earth, I need to go there. That's the main one. Then I would say Bali and the Fiji Islands near Australia. The Fiji Island, just I know they're beautiful, but just because not many people can go there, so I want to be one of them. That's it. That's the reason. And yeah, I mean, I want to see the USA and then New Zealand, the places of the Hobbit, you know, the Lord of the Rings, the
Yes.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see the places there. And Japan, I don't know, maybe I could add it. I mean, it's nearby, so yeah. But yeah, I'm a beach guy. I want to be on the sea to relax. So I'm not for mountains or others. So I don't really
Okay.
want to
So
what is.
you're more of a beach guy than a mountain guy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have friends in the mountains. They invited me. I've been near in Switzerland, and it was pretty chilly.
Yeah.
Been to Switzerland and been to a city near Turin in Italy, and it was cold as well. And I'm not a big fan, but I don't mind too as well. It's relaxing, you know. The air is fresher there, more is less toxic. Let's put it this way, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so we've been quite a while. We've been about an hour and a half, sharing some sharing good values, some positive things, ideas and suggestion for life,
Yeah.
young, retirement, in the middle. So we shared a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Just something about before we go. I was asking you this before, but um, um, how can I say? Uh, uh, in terms of sports, we just lost someone really famous, Maradona.
Mm.
We just lost, I think it was 2 days ago, I don't remember. But in terms of sports, how can you, because I know that you like basketball, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
How can you relate a sport to your mindset and your way of living life as well? How can you relate? And yeah, how can you relate to it?
Oh, well, funny enough, you mentioned this because I'm actually doing like a small online course at the moment. And one of the things, it was actually today's lesson, um, and this person was mentioning about is being, so it's not mindset, was it being consistent with what you do? You know, so with like with your, so if you're doing being consistent and focus on one area in your life, and so we take for example, so like you're doing different things in your life. You know, you got like sports going on. You know, you got your business, you've got family life. You know, you got different things going on. So with basketball, or with sports, you know, if you're really focused and concentrating on your sports and getting better at it, you know, you can actually transfer that to other things in your life. So if you be, you know, you're consistent and you're focused on you know, with, for example, like let's take the great basketball players like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. You know, they were focusing on their dreams. Like they wake up early in the morning to start on their dreams. So Kobe Bryant will be like on the court 4 o'clock in the morning, he will practice for a couple of hours, go home, have breakfast, and then come back again for another couple of hours, take another rest, and then he would go back out and practice again. So there might be 4 times in a day where he will go out and practice. And he was very disciplined, and that wasn't disciplined just for in basketball. It's through his marriage, his as a parent, don't know what else he did outside of basketball, but you could just see he was very disciplined in when, because he was very disciplined in basketball, he took that discipline and did it with other areas in his life. So so to answer your question, how can you take the discipline in sports? As long as you take action, you're very disciplined and focused, that will shift to very other opponents, very other options in your life as well. Because if you're very serious about anything you do, you're going to take that same sort of mindset and do other projects as well. So, but yes, I mean, to be honest, it doesn't have to be sports. It could be like I don't know, like we'll talk about comedy as well. If you just work on your craft every day, that you've got your discipline on when to write, when to perform, how many gigs you're going to do per week, and you're going to take that same skill set and provide it other areas in your life.
That's true about the comedy part, the acting part, I would say. But I was relating more to the sport because you need to put both parts. You need to put your mind and your body. That's
Okay.
what I want. That's why. But you gave a really full answer. So yeah, appreciate it. And and you can find the balance as well, where what to do. And I would say from my side, I mean, you can learn the balance, and as well, once you master something in one area, you can develop it to other areas. Let's say, okay, if I really want to get better at swimming, for example, that's what I want to do. At swimming, I can get better in. I can learn and grow in investing in other areas. So I know that both sides because I can take breaks, as you mentioned. Kobe Bryant was taking rest during the day. Let's say you can take a rest, then you can wake up, you can do something else. So your mind again works, your body as well can work. You might feel tired, but again, the rewards is worth it, right? So that's the thing. That's the thing always to say. I would that's the thing that is actually true, and most people can see the results. So yeah. Julio, so thank you. Yeah, it's been a good hour and a half sharing good values, good ideas, suggestion for all types of people. I would say. The main points is we always trying to inspire someone, and I'm sure that whoever is going to watch the replay will have some good topics to think about it.
Yeah.
Because maybe now that this lockdown is coming to end, I think there will be another one in December, but who knows? But anyway, thinking that okay, this year has been challenging. How I'm going to be ready for next year, or how I'm going to be ready if there is another lockdown?
Yeah.
We never know. I mean, it doesn't depend on me. It doesn't depend on you.
Yeah.
Depends on from the high power, I would say, but from the government. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? So are you going to be ready for the next challenge, or are you just going to be there sitting and just living a normal life? So that's one of the goals as well from these live videos. But Junior, I really want to say thank you, grazie mille. Thank you for being here, for taking your time off during the day, and as well for sharing good values, your life experiences, and suggestion with us on this Friday talk. So really appreciate it. Thank you again. And who knows, maybe we're gonna do another one, maybe in person when this period is over.
Yeah, that would be good. If we can actually meet up in person and do a live, like when we're like sitting together on one screen. But I just want to say, actually, thank you for inviting me today. I really appreciate it. I've seen all the time and effort you put into these Friday talks with all the other individuals. So I just want to say thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you giving me your time today as well. And yeah, wish you all the best with all these talks on Fridays.
Pleasure. And thanks for coming again. Pleasure
No worries
to
at all.
share values here. Okay, perfect.